Yo, yo, this is Real Bar Talk with the Horsemen. I go by the name of Nonchalant.
Papa
What's good,
Smurf
bro?
in the building, and our special guest in the building. Introduce yourself.
I introduced myself in the building today. Namaste.
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 Good to
I,
have you,
I
my
was like, yo, I don't want to mispronounce it.
Greetings, brother. Greetings.
greetings for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna let you, yo, Pop Smurf. I'm gonna let you start. I'm gonna let you start. I'm gonna let you.
Yo, man, like we gonna start it off. You know how we do every Tuesday night. We on the set. We talk about the previous week of football. We talk about NBA. We talk about current events. And we gotta talk about Kyrie Irving and how they're trying to cancel him. And the most important thing is this: our own brothers is going against the brother, Kyrie Irving.
It's a sad state of affairs.
Hometown, New Jersey, West Orange, Orange, all that shit. Stand up.
Salute.
Salute.
So let's hear it. Namaste. Let me hear it.
Well, unfortunately, um, the minute that we kind of speak out on behalf of others and address some things that we know to be the truth, immediately it's taken out of context. Um,
Accidentally on purpose, but go ahead.
on purpose,
On purpose.
just as deliberate as they were with Colin Kaepernick. How it took on a life of its own and just went down the block and had nothing to do with what we were talking about, but because the issues that in which he was trying to be brought out weren't, a part of what they really wanted to deal with, then it turned into something else. Even the fact of I can say the fact, but this idea with Kyrie and the documentary in which he placed on his he put on his social media page, not to encourage anybody, but just some information for those who might not understand or want a deeper understanding of our history and things of that nature. It was taken out of context again. It went from something being informative to now he hating other groups of folks and he's mean and all of these other wonderful things. Same gentleman who has bought water, I believe, for some reservations that had something to do with his Native American tribe that he's from. He even I believe he bought a house for the Floyd family, the daughter or whoever.
He did a
And
lot.
they
Did a lot, man. Salute
they
that brother.
demonize and they're demonizing him. For what? It just and again, like Papa Smurf was saying, and we got our own folks and older folks. Now he's only 30. Let's talk about guys that are in their 50s that don't even have the common sense to sit down and say, you know what? Before I attack him and beat him down and call him all of these names, let me see exactly what it is that he's talking about. It almost as if they feel not just threatened, but the idea is that, well, wow, how is he at this age and he's digging and trying to find things and learn things and share with others, but all we worrying about is nonsense. To hear Shaq and hear Charles on TNT talking, it's a sad state. Out of the group that sits up there on that TNT stage, you didn't hear Kenny Smith say one thing about this. And I don't think I've heard him mention anything about it. And there's a reason why he stayed neutral on it. The same way he stayed neutral on it when it came to the George Floyd situation.
Hey, yo, namaste. Real quick, I was taught by my grandmother, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. So
Don't say
salute to
nothing at
Kenny,
all.
say salute to Kenny Smith. We know,
For sure.
as much as we say about Shaquille O'Neal, I mean, he's from Newark. He's a product of Newark. He's coming back and giving back. But you cannot. We're not trying to kill our brother, man.
It was rather disappointing. It was rather disappointing.
Very disappointing, man. And this ain't the first time.
To say the least. No, it's not the first.
This ain't the first time
at all. It probably won't be the last.
It won't be the last. You know, it's a sad state that the coonery that we've seen,
good word.
Continue to see.
That's a horseman word right there. That's a horseman word.
It continues to plague our community, man.
It's
it's always the ones that appear to be, or what they consider to have their finger on the pulse of the Black community. And they couldn't be far from it.
At all. It's like a Betamax. You look at them and be like, they still make you?
I mean, really? Like,
oh they still God. Can break you.
Yeah, they still make you? I didn't know they made Betamax no more. What?
Where do they play that at?
Where do they play that at? Exactly.
It's sad though, man. And like, you know, you're saying it's time out for it, man. We gotta all, you know, wake up. I mean, again, even if you don't agree with it, don't attack it if you don't understand it.
Right.
I mean, here's the whole.
There you go. Repeat. Oh, yo, repeat that bar again, because this is real bar talk. Yeah. We got our special guest, Namaste. Repeat that bar again. We got to hear that again.
Even if you don't understand it, don't attack it. Try to understand it or get your own view of it. I used to hear someone said something. Well, I've heard several people say it. It's like, just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it doesn't have any validity.
100%.
You know, it's maybe that's not where you are at the moment, maybe, and that's not an indictment on anybody, but don't tear the man down for something that he's trying to do. I mean, he's putting career and not even say image, but just his legacy, the legacy that he's trying to build. And so many, when they step out like that, they step out there by themselves and there's nobody there with them.
I'm with him. I'm with Kyrie. And let me tell you something, Namaste. Brother Nonchalant brought it up in his position, Kyrie's position against the vaccination.
Exactly.
So I'm like, yo, I'm not vaxxed. Salute to those who decided not to get vaxxed. My only pushback was, do I want him on my team? Like, no, I don't want him on my team. But guess what? I have to now think about it and say, is this a hero? He is a hero. Kyrie Irving is a hero.
He's doing something. He's stepping outside of, you know what I mean? He's stepping out there. He's stepping out. And he's stepping out for something other than himself. Put it that way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And if you can't, like, I'm not trying to commit, you know, if you can't salute him on that, then that kind of shows me where you at with it.
You got to salute him on that.
Where you are.
That you got to salute him. That brother real, man. Like,
you got to show. And sometimes, man, like, not sometimes, but it's time to start showing a little solidarity with us, man.
We have to.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a must. And
on code. Again, what they say, we're not on code. We got to get on code.
We always off code. That's the problem.
We're never at the same place at the same time.
Right. Yep.
Damn.
You know, we're either we're up, or some are down, then some come up, the others come back down. I mean, this guy is not I'm not gonna say he's a martyr, but he's throwing aside everything that he probably dreamed of when he was a young kid for something that's much bigger. Yes. Something that's going to probably go beyond and last longer than his basketball legacy will.
Yes.
Talk that shit, babe. That's my dog right there. Let's get it.
Listen, this is
real bar talk with the horseman with special guests. Namaste.
It's bigger than basketball, man. You know,
way bigger.
I'm not saying that he's a a generational personality. But for a young man at that age to throw caution to the system, so to speak, and refuse to bend or be broken and stand on what he believes and know that is right, you have to applaud him for that. You got to applaud his dad for that.
Yeah.
You know? And this is he's never been in any trouble, that none that we know of.
Right.
The only trouble that he's caused apparently is that he's bucking against the system and they don't like it.
Yo, let's talk about that. Let's talk, yo, nonchalant, namaste. Let's talk about that. What has happened in professional sports where it used to be they try to kill us on our what we did off the court or off the field or off the base, whatever, to now you can't get us on that. So now you're gonna go at us on our political views or how we see the earth. Like you're gonna attack us on that now? Like, come on now.
One of the things that's why I said we get caught up, not we, but I'm just saying in general, we get caught up in language. You know what I'm saying? All they're saying from the people that look like us that's talking against them, they saying the same thing that Caucasian lady said when she said shut up and dribble. They're saying the same thing. They just saying it in a different lingo. That's it. They saying shut up and dribble.
It's the same book with a different cover, but it sounds the same. But like you said, the sad thing is it's coming from our own.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's the sad state of affairs, because the others, they don't even have to speak out because we gonna jump out the window for them against us. That's sad.
It's
no, I ain't yo, nonchalant, you already know I ain't trying to protect that dude. I'm gonna try to be a little more civil because it's what's best for the horsemen.
Listen, man.
But I'm infuriated. I'm pissed off.
With censorship, man, it takes away everything. It's a part, I thought, of the democracy, man, that you can't censor folks into speaking and saying and doing things the way they want it done. There's nothing, whatever he's doing on his platform that he's using has nothing to do with his ability on a basketball court. And like you were saying about how they are attacking you on the outside, one thing has nothing. What does something he posted on his page have to do with you suspending him from basketball? Or that he said on his page, I hate this one, I hate that one, do this, do that. It was none of that. Nobody went after Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon.
At all.
He's putting the garbage, or what they consider to be garbage, on his website to be purchased. He wasn't offended by it, apparently, and nobody talked about canceling him. It's they've had it out for him to begin with, and
let's talk about why they had it out for him. Let's do that.
You spoke upon it, I think.
Let's communicate on that. Why do they have it out for Kyrie Irving?
I think he beat them, and they're vindictive.
Hold up, stop it, nonchalant.
What's up?
How did he beat them?
You already know.
He ain't take the jab.
Listen,
is that jab that powerful? Like, what is this?
He didn't let the money control him, man. It didn't change his stance on what he believed.
Right.
And that's what they thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
That's what they always do.
Because
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You were speaking. You were speaking first.
No. Go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say because they're so used to us doing that. Yeah. They're so used to us throwing. They're so used to. We know how to settle this down. We're gonna throw a whole bunch of money at them, and if they don't do what we say, we're gonna take all that money away. And so they so
that motherfucking money. That money ain't shit anyway. You get it back.
You get it back 3 times.
Try telling the ones that's jumping out the window like, be quiet, Kyrie, be quiet. They think just by doing that,
that makes it better for everybody.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And
it doesn't.
It makes it worse.
It makes
it
it
just
worse.
goes to show me if I can get you to do this here, I can get you to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just a start.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out here and see what I can get out of you. If I can turn you on just a little bit, just imagine what I can do when I really put some pressure on you.
Oh, jokers love playing double dutch.
Oh my gosh, do they love playing double dutch?
It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs, man.
It is sad.
I mean, it's not even a word. It's not even a word really that I can muster. But I'm gonna just say sad. It's disappointing. It's
disappointing. Disappointing is a really good adjective, bro. I mean, because more than anything, I'm disappointed because they know better, man.
Yeah, they know better. They know better.
They know better.
They know better.
It seems to me to listen to a lot of those that are speaking against them, it's almost as if they're ashamed that they don't have the courage that he has to even stand out like that and speak on it and not worry about it.
But if that's your level of dissent on him, and you're an older man, that even shows how much of a man you're not.
Say it again.
Repeat that.
If that's your level of dissent on that man, and you're older than him, that shows how much of a man you are not.
Think about it.
Absolutely.
That you figure, actually, if you was a man like that, you should be like, you know what? Even if I don't agree with him, I'm at least saluting for having the courage to do what he's doing.
You can't do anything else, but they don't even see that in it. They don't even see that.
Nah, they don't. They can't. They don't have a vision. They don't have a vision.
No.
If we talked about Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and who they looked up to, the martyrs, who they looked up to, and Charles Barkley, or no, let's say Shaquille O'Neal, and you say Shaq, who did you look up to? I looked up to Julius Irving. I looked up to Abdul-Jabbar. I looked up to these guys because whatever. These guys did not let the system run over them. They did what they did so we could get more bread. Exactly. They had Julius Irving from the ABA. He knew he was a showstopper. So you're telling me that if Kyrie Irving don't see things the way that it should be seen, we're gonna denounce him? He's still a brother.
One of the issues is too, and this is the other sad state of affairs. I'm not going to sit up here and say that money is not needed. Not going to say that. But when money becomes your God, and this is what's happening to a lot of them, money is their God. So they'll do anything for their God. You know what I mean? This is how it's looking to me, because it's like it's looking like, oh, you'll do anything because you're afraid to lose. You're afraid to lose your God. You know what I mean? Which is money, which is finances, which is status, which is, whatever you consider to be prestige,
whatever you call it,
whatever you call it. You know what I mean? But once again, I'm gonna repeat it one more time. That just shows me what type of man you really are. When you put integrity and morals and principles, when you put money over those things, that shows me what type of man you are, or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. And like you said, you're talking about men that are in their 50s.
In their 50s.
So what have you been doing the last 20 to 30 years?
Right.
Collecting the check. Namaste, collecting the check.
What can
now, if the boss, 1 second, if the boss hit you up and say, look, we need you to go on the air and denounce Kyrie Irving. Stephen A. Smith said it. I wake up every day thinking about how I can make my boss money.
Yes,
when black people,
I heard him say that, bro. I heard him say that.
Black people, even though now he's supporting Kyrie Irving, but no, you said you wake up every day thinking about how you can make your boss money. We know who the boss is.
Right.
Yes, we do.
Let me ask,
Yes,
what we always say though, Papa Smurf, about that dude you just talk about. A broke clock is right twice a day.
yes,
He
he
was
did.
right. He was right because he went in
He
on the
ain't
Kyrie
never.
Irving.
But what he'll do is, if you don't know him, I don't know him personally. I just know by what he says and does. You know what I mean? So if you get caught up in like a briefing of what he might agreed on, you might be like, oh, he ain't that bad. But then when you go look at his history, you know what I'm saying? Don't be fooled. That's all I'm saying. Do not
Don't
be
be
fooled.
fooled. Bobby Brown said that, right? That Bobby Brown said, "Don't be cruel."
We said don't be fooled.
In sports world, don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled. We got the remix
Don't
over
be
here. We
fooled.
got the remix at Real Bar Talk. Don't be fooled.
Listen, man.
Cause I don't know the song.
Man. They
Now,
walk like it.
Michelle,
They
what you
look
got?
like
What
it.
else you got for us, man? Man,
Well, what else? What
salute to
else I
you.
got? I mean, what we gonna talk else about, man? I mean, I
I mean,
guess
I'm
we'll
just
find
so
out
pissed
what.
off. Yo, I'm so pissed off because one of my idols, formerly known as Luau Cinder,
Yeah,
they done
man.
got this joker
Yeah.
jumping through hula hoops, fiery
Yes.
hula hoops.
Yes.
And the funny
Am I
part
gonna
about
get softer?
the
Come
funny
on now,
part about
son.
it is,
Kick that shit.
you supposed to get a little stronger as you get. I mean, it's gonna sound crazy. When you get as you get older, you're supposed to get a little more wiser, right? He did the opposite.
What the
I don't
fuck?
know. I am baffled by that, bro. Not Luau Cinder. All that he's been through and all that he participated in.
That's my point.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's Alzheimer's. I don't know.
I don't know.
But what he's talking about and how he's talking, man, he don't want to reverse. He don't hit a whole different number there.
You
But
get a
I'll tell you
180.
someone else who surprised me like that too many years ago. Jim Brown.
Yeah.
There was some things that came out of his mouth a few times about some social issues, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Are
When
you
he took the
serious?"
when he took the kufi off, it was over.
Oh my gosh, bro. When he took the kufi off and kissed that white woman, that's when it was over.
All of the above.
Exact truth in the
Bro,
building.
what?
Exact truth in the biggity building.
Exact truth in the building. We talking about Abdul Jabbar, formerly known as Luau Cinder. The Joker got soft on the people.
We was chiming in on this Kyrie stuff.
Hey, Papa Smurf, Mr.
Yes,
Richburg used
sir.
to say, Mr. Richburg used to say it was falling by the wayside.
Say it again, my brother.
Remember Mr. Richburg, our science teacher? He said,
Yes,
man,
sir.
they're falling by the wayside. They're falling by the wayside.
Absolutely. We are.
Indeed.
And they are. But I'm
They
here
are.
standing strong. And I stand in solidarity with Kyrie Irving. Salute to my brother Nonchalant. He bucked against the system. He is not, let me say this, he is not Toby.
No.
What they try to do in Roots? What's your name,
break
boy?
They tried to break him.
Tried to break it.
They tried to break him.
Ain't nobody
And I
being
tell you-
broke in Real Bar Talk.
At all.
Ain't nobody gonna be broke here.
Yeah, at
No.
all.
Straight fact.
At the end of the day, I tell you, if his basketball career does come to an end, it's not going to change who he is as a young man and where his place in history will be as far as what he stood on and what he believed.
I think that's gonna make him even stronger.
It'll make him even stronger. It'll make him even stronger, and it'll make his voice even bigger.
Even
I mean,
bigger,
he's using his platform the way they should be used.
Absolutely.
Not just for self-gain and self-promotion and wealth and all of that, but to actually speak for those who can't speak or don't have a platform to speak.
True indeed. True indeed.
And realize that there's a risk that comes along with it, but he's willing to go through it. So I salute that young man 110%. I wish I had his kind of mindset at his age, or had that type of information, so to speak, so available, or even had a zest or a zeal to go after stuff like that.
That part. Yep. Everything you just said. Yep.
you have to appreciate it. You have to appreciate it. But that's what it's going to take to get us to where we got to go to. And we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
You know, eventually it's gonna sound off in the right ears, and people are gonna start to, even with him bringing the attention to that movie, it's still gonna, whether they want to or not, they're gonna still want to see what this is all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it still may achieve what it was set out to do.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Peace.
Peace.
I didn't even know that y'all had tapped in. I was in here doing my 1-2.
Yeah, it was a little
It's all
sorry.
right.
I hear y'all was in there.
Getting started a little late.
I heard y'all talking about that young man, you know, taking his stance. You got like I caught the tail end of it, what was being said. Yeah, you gotta commend him, bro. I mean, this is to me, this is what I could say I've been waiting for to see from our youth for a period of time. Because
Yes.
Because I'm not saying it was lost. They got their own, you know, they got their own visions on how they want to do stuff. But some of them don't respect or don't understand that a path is laid for them. And I'm not saying that
Yes.
all of them, some of them do. But it's just good to see that this young man telling his generation, you know, the weight of this burden is on the thing, and they can't talk junk to him because he got money. You know what I'm saying? And that's half the time when half of these people always used to say when we was coming to, it was like, you know, you got to get your finances straight. His finances is where it needs to be. He can't lead a revolution per se, but he can get people on board that respect him, and he can tell them that this is not a broke movement. Because back when we was talking about the things, people kept always looking like, yeah, man, y'all got all this information, but y'all not getting no money. Ain't nobody getting paid. That's why that's why cats would look up to the drug dealer or the street hustler, whoever.
Facts.
It's easy to pay attention to them because they seemed like they was in a position to at least, you know, show and prove, even if it wasn't a positive call.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That train coming through. That train is coming through.
Yes, it is.
Some eyes are gonna open, some minds are gonna open, and he's gonna awaken some folks, whether they want to be or not. You know, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. And again, he's got a voice. You know, he may not have the voice that LeBron's had, but even him, I'm a little even disappointed in him.
Absolutely.
I don't know if the comments that I heard are
Absolutely.
true. I don't know if they're true, but even him.
Yeah.
And I have a ton of respect for him because of who he has become as a young man.
Right.
You know, and the platform that he speaks from.
But just, well, I'm sorry, speak my bad.
No, go right ahead. But
I would,
that's still a young man that he knows well. Very intelligent, you know what I mean?
me and Brother Nonchalant talk about this all the time, man. If you come from I hate to say spiritual because anytime you say spiritual, people automatically attest that to a religion. I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to say morally correct. Some of the people that we admire and that take these stands for the people, they don't necessarily have to be morally in the same position in how we was raised. You know what I'm saying? You know, they can be somewhat for the people, but once you start talking about uplifting and going back to a spiritual sense, if they not in the spirit or their spirit is sold, you know what I mean, no matter who they are, you know what I'm saying? They can buck up at the system, you know what I'm saying? They'll be down for whatever, they'll be down for everything that you say, except for spiritual, what's the word I want to say? Spiritual freedom. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yeah, you know, such and such is messed up, and they're against the people, and this and the third. But as soon as they say, you mentioned I don't want to say Christ, I don't want to say Allah, I don't want to say anything. As soon as you mention a spiritual path or a right, I don't want to say righteous either, a spiritual awakening or walk, that's
Right.
when all of the what's saying, well, you should teach that to yourself, you know. To me, man, whatever wakes these young people up, whatever wakes them up, man, if it's
Whatever.
spiritual and it's good spiritual guidance, let them get it. You know what I'm saying? They are the future.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
are. They absolutely are. And again,
lot
it's
of
their future.
And
It's
a
their
lot of
future.
them, some of them, you know, the ones who are doing whatever they're doing that people can speak negatively about. I'm not talking about them necessarily, but because there's a whole lot of young folks or younger folks that got their mind right and they focus. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
they're not going for a lot of this stuff.
No. And they want to be heard.
And they want to be
And they
heard.
want
There
to be
you
heard.
go. And they want to be
They want
heard.
to be heard.
Yep. And they not only that, they're going to be heard.
They will be.
They're going to
They
be
won't
heard
be silenced. They will be heard.
because
Absolutely.
things are changing, man. Things are changing. Like that old way or whatever, man. It's I don't know. And like I said, it might be a slow crawl to some, but
Right.
that train is coming through.
We can. I would even say maybe it started, you know, post-pandemic, so to speak, or I say pre-pandemic. You know, when things started happening, when people were home and started to see more, when it was in your face and you couldn't turn away from it. But it did awaken something in young people, you know, and it's a good thing. And you know what? Things kind of got quiet. You know, things done settled down a little bit and voices have gotten a little quiet, but this may be something that get that fire going again.
Absolutely.
Yep. You know?
Yeah.
On a lot of different levels and a lot of different things, you know. Again, this is an attack. This is an attack on another young black man.
That's all it is.
Yep. Even like Jaylen Brown. I was waiting for Jay to say something. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like, nah, like, look, y'all motherfuckers is going too far. Like, y'all.
Yeah.
There's one thing to make him apologize. And then, like, one of the things that they said that kind of pissed me off, like, on top of it was like 5 or 6 things that they wanted him to do to show to his apology. And that's just, come on, man. You in my pockets first and foremost. If you in my pockets, that's my apology enough. That's how I look at it. But they went into his pocket. Then they wanted him to go to meet with the Anti-Defamation League. Then they wanted him to do this and then do this and then do this. Man, what's the name said, look, where he might have been at fault was Stephen A, even though, you know, don't nobody give a fuck about him. But he said that where he thinks he made a mistake at was that he never met with the boss. He never talked to the boss. Reached out to him on numerous occasions, and he shunned him. My thing is this, and I could be out of pocket for this. His owner ain't Jewish. What the hell you hitting me up for? You hit me up on something that's on social media. You're not Jewish. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you Hebrew? It didn't affect you, but we all know, man, you know, from being up
pressure
top,
was put on
Jersey,
him.
Yeah, but you know, the Jewish community is large in New York. In Brooklyn, outside of Black and Latinos, there's a Russian Jewish community, and there's a Jewish community in Brooklyn. So
you got the Hasidic Jews.
Hasidic, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So you got that pressure coming from the city, and this is the thing that they brushed under the rug. When them 10 kids was on the sideline with the anti-Semitic shirt, Kyrie bigged all of them up and talked to them individually. But they won't talk about that, though. He bigged them up and said, you should fight for your cause. No, they're not going to say none of that shit, bro. They're going to keep going at this man because, like my bad, bro. I wasn't formally introduced to you.
I'm sorry, Namaste, bro. Namaste.
No, that's right. I joined Namaste. Okay. Brother Namaste, what you were speaking on, man, when I got joined in, I agree with you 100%. I feel like the whole awakening really has been, and this is going to ruffle some feathers. man, some of these niggas is dying in the streets, man. It's their time to go. It's their time to go. We on a reset right now, and we gotta get with air light, bro. I mean, all of the motherfuckers that want to sit around and be ignorant and keep living in the old way when we in the state of a new consciousness, they're gonna have to fall to the wayside. You know what I mean? Ain't that what happened with the Black Panther movement back in the day? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers on that. I'm sorry for anybody's loss, but sometimes what they say, many are called but few are chosen.
Many are called but few are chosen, and you know what? It's time to put childish things away. You know. Lives are at stake, bro. Souls are at stake. Stuff needs to be done. We don't have all day. We've been waiting. We've been waiting long enough. How much longer we gotta wait?
They be talking about Jesus' arrival. He is us. He is us. So we gotta wake up from the dead. You know what I'm saying? We gotta rise up.
No doubt.
Like how much longer you think we how much longer is this gonna go on? You know, the disrespect, the constant ignoring of our conditions. Again, but when are we gonna get tired? When is enough enough? That black folks done got money, black folks got property. You got everything that you want except your respect, your name, who you really are. We don't have any of that. It was lost. It was stolen. I'm saying it was lost. It was stolen.
It was stolen. Yeah. And Cass is coming to collect.
Bro, exactly. And that's the whole thing, man. When we look at all this stuff, critical race theory, all of these things, banning books. They want to ban the books that they put out. That they had their lives in, and now you can put them on the carpet about their lives, so they want to pull a book out there. You can see the hypocrisy in their writing.
Oh my gosh.
And they're gonna say, we're gonna pull the book. We don't want critical race theory. So what the hell is critical race theory?
I don't understand that terminology. Please help me with that one. I don't know what that is. What is that another way of saying? What does that mean?
As a whole. From my understanding of the situation, it was the sister was in college. And like right before you graduate, a lot of times people got to do paper. They got to do theses, or if I'm getting it right, or large essays. What happened, from my understanding, again, I might be wrong. She wrote a thesis on the it was called 1760 something or something like 1760, and she went back to the era and showed all of the benefits that not all of them, a large portion of the benefits that the Europeans have endured from slavery. And then she flipped it on the other hand to see how black people have not progressed in all of these years since all of this. And it was just a paper. It wasn't nothing that was, I forgot, I think she was in the University of North Carolina. Don't quote me on this again. I mean, I've been knowing stuff, but as far as exact places and stuff, I'll be off sometimes. So I believe, like I said, it was North Carolina. And what happened is she from my understanding, she wrote a book. And that's when she started getting recognized in the book. The paper had been out for a long time. Just like the movie's been out for a long time. You know what I'm saying? For a couple years.
Breaking up, brother.
These motherfuckers is in a bunch because, my bad. These people's panties are now in a bunch because people are becoming aware to what's going on. They don't care if you write shit. We can all write something. And as long as we got
can't hear you.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, he was talking. I don't know if he got cut off or what happened.
Yeah, he might have got cut off. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
He
was He was going in.
Yeah, for real. But
'Cause I don't understand that whatever that is either.
that terminology, I don't know how it's actually defined as what it means.
Right.
But I know that they're afraid of it because from what I heard, like they want to take it out of school or they want to add it to the curriculum.
I can't remember what it is.
I'm trying to remember because it's like, well, I know it's about race relations and how they have or how we've suffered throughout it, but they don't want it to be taught in a way that makes them look bad.
Yeah.
There's no other way to make it look if it's truthful.
It's
That's
truthful.
that.
Yeah.
There is no their participation or lack of or whatever. It's nothing you can do about that. It's there. It's been there for more than 400 years.
If you did something and continuously have been doing something bad, you can't make it sound good.
There's no way to make it sound good.
If you're telling the truth about it, there's no way.
Well, number one, they don't want to own up to that to begin with anyway. They've been in not even denial, but they just found the ways around it not to admit what was done, how it was done, how often it was done, and their participation in it. And this is probably why we're still fighting even with the reparations thing. It's like I just don't understand it. What more proof do you need?
They continuously want to keep a narrative alive, and what has been told, and I don't necessarily want to mess it up, but I'm gonna say it how I may have heard it. If you tell a lie long enough, certain people will start to believe it.
Come on.
And I don't know if I
Yes, they
said it
will.
right. I don't know if I said it right, but
No, that was right. That was exactly how it is. If
okay, and
you
that's
tell a lie
what,
long enough.
and that's why if you tell a lie long enough, people will start to believe it. But they're trying to keep that lie alive. Or not just one lie, it's a whole lot of lies. But
it's more than just one.
yeah, it's not one lie, but in a circumference, if you want to put if you want to put certain things under an umbrella, there's so much lies out there. And that's like even when people start talking like conspiracy theories, right?
Mm-hmm.
There have been so many things that have been lied about that even if you start telling truths, the first thing they'll say is that's a conspiracy theory.
Because of how many times they've heard it.
That's true. It's true indeed. True indeed.
Because of how many times they've heard it. The truth becomes a lie, and a lie becomes a truth becomes a lie, and a lie becomes the truth.
Yeah.
I got a theory for y'all. What if Malcolm X's theory that he said when he's talking about when his statement when he was talking about the chickens coming home to roost. Maybe they're studiers of people. They're watchers. They watch what people do, and then they react upon how people do. What if they foresaw that now you dealing with a younger generation that don't give a fuck, and now they more. I think they always been worried about. I think they're just worried about it a little bit more now. They're becoming more food.
Yeah.
They're worried about being on somebody's plate now. When it was all right for them serving people up for all of this time.
Speak on it.
Again.
Now you on the menu.
Yeah. And again, like you said, the idea is that I even spoke about that to someone. I think I was talking with my lady. I said, they're in fear that we're going to treat them the way they treated us. At some point in time, you had to know this is going to come up. It's going to come back.
I feel like this. I feel like we so much better than them.
Oh yeah.
Even if we could, we probably wouldn't.
We still wouldn't.
That's just me. I'm not. I mean, you might have some pockets.
Yeah.
You might have some pockets, that want revenge at all costs,
Right.
by all means necessary. But as a
Right,
whole,
right.
we too much. We too motherfucking loving as a people, bro.
No doubt.
No, and
We
that's what they.
Go ahead.
No, they hate that most. How loving we are, how forgiving we are.
Yeah,
They love that. They hate that most.
for sure.
But
As
see,
much as I've done to them, as much as we've done to them, they still can love and can understand and can still have compassion.
Yep.
That's God's real people.
Yeah, that's who we are.
exactly.
That's
That's
who
the
we
true
are.
people right there. That's the true people of God
That's who
right
we
there.
are. That is who we are.
I just don't like that. If you want to apologize, you apologize for your reason. I don't like being forced to do shit.
No.
Or you know you should forgive. You know you should forgive them, right? No, the fuck I shouldn't. No, the fuck I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
No, everybody wants to be forgiven or wants to forgive or forget. But when it comes to their situations and their atrocities, everybody's supposed to have compassion for them. Every time it all this the Holocaust.
But they're the most
Americans.
they're the most uncompassionate as a whole people, bro. When America went into Iraq,
Right?
I worked around so many motherfuckers, man, and all they could say was, "Yeah, go bomb the motherfuckers. I hope they give us I hope we get some cheaper gas." Like, you rather have people lose their life so you can get cheaper gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they barbaric. I don't think that they should be forgiven, but the God body inside of me says how we supposed to do. And it doesn't mean that you ain't supposed to cut a couple motherfuckers' heads off in the process, though.
And you ain't supposed to forget. And you ain't supposed to
I ain't gonna never forget. I'm saying you might have to take a couple heads in the process. That's all. I mean, because all of them ain't humble. All of them ain't gonna be on no. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to be ruthless to a degree. They don't, people don't realize why Haiti is being treated a large portion of the way that they are. They kick the motherfucking French people ass, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
And that's why they punishing them, because you notice they punishing them from a distance. They ain't putting their ass in.
No, they ain't putting feet on the ground.
Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. They did that before and got their asses thrown out the frame. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
they rather put sanctions on a person and do stuff from a distance, because you go on the land even though the land is impoverished, or they do pussy shit and bomb you from a long distance. That's the those are the wages of war.
Yeah, that's coward shit. That's coward shit. But again, what we're talking about, they've always been cowards. Everything they've done has been sneaky, deceptive, underhanded, backstabbing. That's just who they are, you know. And unfortunately, they're not going to change, you know. Their seeds, they're not much different. Some are better, some try to be better, but there's still an old guard that ain't going nowhere and think that it should be the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Make America great, and that clown with the suit on, he woke a lot of them up. They would never really sleep, but he gave them a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He said what they really felt. And it felt like they
really felt.
And they
said it from the highest office in this country.
Yep. In the land. And they was like, look, finally somebody. And then you gotta remember this too. People were still mad because Obama was president. And don't get me wrong.
Oh my gosh.
If you know he did something, but as a whole, we ain't happy about his presidency as a whole. Like, motherfuckers ain't looking like, yo, he did a bunch of shit for me.
He couldn't do much. They wasn't gonna let him do much. They wasn't gonna let him.
You know what I'm saying?
They wasn't gonna let him do much.
And then, even though he couldn't really do but so much, people still was mad because he got in there. And then they just showed how they really felt.
How they really felt. And again, I'm appreciative in the sense that this time, I'll say the last 10 years have taken place the way it did, because it opened people's eyes up to that whatever we were talking about and our concerns, they aren't going anywhere. And it's there. It's in our face every day. Every day.
Yes.
There's so much money in the
Every day.
NBA right now. There's so much money out there in the NBA right now. Just imagine if them cats decided, just say, look, if y'all treat Kyrie better, we sitting out 2 games. Just the brother. Ain't
Oh,
gonna be nobody
man.
else.
Just
imagine.
imagine.
Oh,
Just
man.
imagine. Just imagine.
You
They
know,
be like, look,
that,
we don't care. We don't agree with his views. We ain't saying he right about this and the third, but we don't agree with the way y'all treat. We sitting out for 2 games.
listen,
And that's what
Martin
I'm
Luther
saying.
King
Social
said, wherever there's a
solidarity.
black man in trouble, we are all in trouble.
Exactly.
True.
So
Exactly.
we could all, everybody could be Kyrie. The problem that I can say the problem, but another thing that really is that they have so much power and they don't realize it.
Yeah. Yes.
Nobody comes to see an owner play basketball.
Right.
Nobody comes to see a coach. They come to see y'all us on that court playing. If y'all say no, we ain't gonna do it, what the fuck they gonna do?
Right. Right.
You can make them, you can bend them towards the way you want things to be done.
Yes, you can.
Too many of them are just, I want to say afraid, man, but they just step out. They won't.
Some people don't.
And there's not enough of them.
Some people don't want no turbulence.
No, you're right.
Let's call spades a spade. No matter how
Call it
big
what it is.
it's a lot of big motherfuckers out there, but it's a lot of pussy.
A
Yes,
lot
it
of
is.
them.
A whole lot of pussy. So
A lot of
you
them.
know what I mean? It's a bunch of betas. You know, that's in positions to make it seem like they alphas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. They're not.
So
It,
so
it, it, it,
it just man, what is people don't really realize, like when people are doing better than other people, so called, they don't realize how much they got in common with somebody who has less than them than a motherfucker who they trying to be like. Cause when the shit hits the fan, you gotta go back and go to mute and be back with them same people that were supposed to have been beneath you. Them motherfuckers that's
but you
above
are
you, they ain't gonna
above.
get
Exactly.
they're not gonna even fuck with you. They
No.
can give a
Because
fuck less about you.
because what people fail to realize as well, and like I said, it's people with money there are pieces of shit.
True.
It's people that got a lot of money, but they're pieces of shit. But they'll be looked upon as somebody greater than somebody that has less money. It's a lot of good people that aren't necessarily well-to-do with as far as finances, but they're good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, there's a lot of people with less money doing more
Doing more. That's what
in
I
the
was trying to
community.
say.
Doing more in the community than those who got money.
I was trying to say that.
And it's sad though, but it's true though. These
Very
guys
true.
got all the resources. They have the platform and everything else, but barely doing anything. Or
Doing
the stuff they are doing is surface. It's superficial.
Yes.
It's not nothing that's fully substantial. I'm talking about some really meaningful change. I don't care about you buying 5,000 turkeys. What good is 5,000 turkeys gonna do if you ain't got no way to cook it?
Right.
What's the old saying? You buy it, you give a man a plate, he eats for a day. If you teach him to fish, he can feed himself for a lifetime.
For a lifetime. For a lifetime. And again, like you just said, brother, that's the thing. You're feeding them for a day instead of showing them how to feed himself or to continue to feed himself. Like I said, there's few that are doing things, man, but it's just not enough. And collectively, man, there's enough money with them that they can move mountains, man. They can move mountains.
At the snap of a finger.
At the snap of a dime, you could make this establishment bend to your will. You control we really control the narrative, but we just don't know how to use it. We don't.
At all.
Too caught up in the social media world and all this other stuff that don't mean nothing. You hate to look back. I hate for them to look back 20 years from now, but like, oh, look at all the time I wasted on nonsense. When my brothers and sisters are out here dying.
I remember. You ain't alone.
Bro, I remember
you definitely ain't alone though. It's gonna be a lot of us that do that.
Yeah, I think back about the story of Craig Hodges and Mahmoud Rauf Abdul. Like these dudes were not say ahead of their time, but they had the right idea, but they never got the kind of support that they needed to move forward. And here we are, 15, 20 years later, and we're in the same place again.
All over again.
A handful that are trying to force some change and opening some eyes, and everybody else is like, man, listen, I ain't trying to hear all that right now. I do a few good things here and there, man. I ain't trying to do all that. I don't know what you talking about. Master been good to me. He just signed me. I just signed a 4-year deal, man. Get out of here.
You be like, I don't know what problem you got with Master.
I don't know what problem you got with Master, but me and him good. We go out to eat. He had me to his house.
The tail has been wagging the dog for too long.
It is never going to change, and I don't know why they think so. This little bit of money and progress and prestige that they think they've achieved, you'll find out right where you at when your ass get in trouble with them, and they tell you about who they really think you are.
Yep.
All motherfuckers got
Why
to
is
do
it
is
we can't get, huh?
Look at OJ.
Yeah.
Look at OJ.
But he said that's his fault too, because he said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, look, Tiger said the same thing too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He said the same thing.
Talk about I'm caramel Asian. Word?
Yeah, oh yeah?
Word. Your Asian mother ain't even caramel Asian. She knows she got black in her. So what are you talking about?
Absolutely. So what are you talking about?
Let's educate these motherfuckers. Where your martial arts come from?
Yeah, please tell me. Or they think it come from the Chinese.
They think,
right?
You know one of the biggest things that fucked Hitler up. Hitler went on a pilgrimage, bro. A lot of people don't know this shit.
Okay.
He was going around the world looking for the master race. He found it, and they just wasn't no Aryan. Every place that he sent, he had his scientists and stuff go around the world. They seen black people or people of color everywhere he went. He didn't see no master race.
No. But he saw consistency in the black race. Yeah, we were everywhere.
Everywhere.
On every continent. On every continent. It's I hope and pray, man, that we get to a point that this is just, we have periods, it seems like, a little movement, they'll stop. Years ago by, a little movement, it'll stop. People get a little comfortable, things get a little better, so they think. Then we're right back where we started at, When you get this kind of momentum, you got to keep it moving. That's the only way you're gonna grab the hearts and minds of people.
Absolutely.
Black folks ain't got a problem with racism.
Right.
We need white folks to start acting the way they're supposed to act. Number one, own up to your shit.
That was a deep ass statement that you said, bro. That was factual, but that was a deep ass statement that you said.
What was that, big bro?
About us not being afraid of racism.
On there. Exactly.
That's a damn. That's prolific, bro. I respect that.
For real.
Papa Smurf, what's up with you, man? You over there? What you watching, the Sixers? He can hear you.
You already know it's past 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they not on tonight, are they? Oh, wait a minute. He off the phone? Where he at?
No, he there.
He there, but he ain't there.
After 8 o'clock, brother JC, attention,
Come on, Papa. We need some gems. We need a couple of jewels and a few gems, brother.
Yeah, after 8, he turns into a pumpkin.
Oh my gosh. So we only have him for about 30 minutes, huh? I don't even think Philly playing tonight.
Nah,
I
the
don't think
NBA
they
ain't
playing
playing tonight.
They're not, right? Because it's a vote night tonight.
Right, yep.
Yeah, so ain't nobody playing tonight. Ain't nobody playing tonight. Yeah, brother. This has been it's been warm, man. It's been good, man. It's been
Absolutely.
healthy.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful to get together and talk, man, about things that really mean something, you know. It's good to know that people are not just, you know, walking through life here with blinders on. That some of us are actually really trying to pay attention. You know, we have a
Absolutely.
responsibility, especially as black men, you
We,
know.
we definitely have a responsibility.
We have a responsibility as black men, man.
Hey, we all we got, but we all we need.
That's
That's
all
the
we
truth.
need, man.
That's the
We
fucking
all
truth.
Less is more. Less is more.
Yes, sir.
Like moving foods, not like typical doing, but
Oh shit. Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
It's just been a roller coaster, man, being in that. I just can't see, man, how we've always been sitting around here.
waiting for somebody.
You got muffled or something.
My bad. My Bluetooth clicked on and off.
That's all right.
It's like you wait for somebody to take a stand for you. First you had the boy Kaepernick take a stand. And then you had so many people shit.
Yeah, you got cut off again, bro.
Yeah, it's in and out. It's in and out.
My Bluetooth is acting up, fellas. My bad.
It might be getting low. That might be why it's doing it too.
I think it is. But no, what I was saying was Kaepernick. You know, he took a stand for the people. And look at how people treated him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there shouldn't have been no brother in the league that wasn't standing up for that dude.
Not one, man. Not one. It should not have been one. Knowing what he meant and understanding the discussion. What's crazy and what I love most is that everything he talked about, it continued to happen. And I don't mean it like that, but it confirmed what he was trying to tell you, what he was trying to bring forth to you guys to begin with.
Yeah.
We coming out of the communities where this stuff is happening at. And these NFL owners don't give a shit about it. They don't give a itch about it.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
No, none of us are perfect, man. But you know what? His heart was in the right place, and that's all that you can ask, man. Is that your heart be in the right place?
I believe. Yep. I agree with that.
You know, you can't make everybody happy about it. You're not gonna please everybody. Everybody ain't gonna agree with you. But there's no way I can have anything towards that man, considering what he tried to bring forth and open minds up to seeing. There's no way you could have a problem with that. You can't. Not as a human being, man. You can't. And that shouldn't be any color of person.
No doubt.
Any color. But you know, it's like
but here we are. Well, here we are.
Yeah. Here we are again. Here we are again. And again, you can even say that what he did there has sparked Kyrie to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to not say pick it up, but let's keep it moving. And it may move into another direction with another voice about something else that's pressing and that needs to be dealt with and brought out so people can see it and hear about it.
And not only that, take action.
Then take action.
Take action.
And show people that listen. I must. He couldn't, because of the stand that he's taking. He can't go back on. And I'm gonna say that. And I would say that because as a black man, at the end of the day, you only got your word. Right. And for you to jump one way and then they say, well, I'm gonna do this and that. Now I'm gonna flip flop and go back the other way. You can't do that.
Nah,
you can't do that. You can't be wishy-washy like that.
Nah. We got We got all the information. We just need more application.
Yes, 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 yes. And again, as they see it coming up, they're going to try to shoot it down. They're going to attack it from every side and try to get their own group against it to say, well, you not only that, but like you said, get our own to be turned against our own.
Yeah.
For what?
And they be the first ones. That's that. I keep saying, man, it's disappointing that we were the first ones to jump in our own way.
The first ones. The first ones.
But
I was away last week on vacation and I couldn't get a lot of news, but I kept seeing so much. I was like, man, I can't wait till I get home because I want to know what's going on, like who's saying what and where people's thoughts are in regards to this. You know, like of course people are going to pick sides, but I just wanted to see who was going to be who and how it was going to, you know. And I get home and I listen. I'm like, wow. Again. Gonna let that man gonna let that man run out in the middle of traffic and ain't nobody gonna help him out there.
right. He said he got a lot of people with him though. He said he's not alone.
He does, man. He does. And I've seen a lot of comments and some of the comments have changed. And it seems like there's more. It seems like, you know, there's, you know, again, like like the brother said, if you don't know what to say, don't say anything. And I can be fine with that. But don't speak out on it. You don't really know about it. Or just because you're somewhat ignorant to it, or you couldn't get to it fast as he got to it, or you feel inferior for him because of what he has stepped out there on. Don't do that.
What I've been hearing is, and of course you're not going to necessarily see it on mainstream news, but
No.
it's a lot of people, a lot of black folks that are, even if they might have disagreed on certain things, he's brought a lot of black people together on this issue. Even though, you know, the popular thing is when you see who they see talk against it, but behind the scenes and in front of you, it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of people like, nah, you know what I mean? Nah. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to or walk back what they said. But you already said it. You know what I mean? You already said what you said, or said how you felt about that man and what he did. But now you seeing the people are like, oh no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, y'all. Y'all doing that? And they're like, well, you know, they're trying to double back, as they say. But you know, the cream gonna rise all day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All day.
How you gonna call that man an idiot? How you gonna call that man an idiot? And you got the film that he talking about planning your shit in your movie theater.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man.
Listen to what you're saying. Again, that's what baffles me is that they're so quick to rush to judgment about something. The buffoonery is buffoonery, man. It's like you ain't even listening to yourselves, man. You know what? The problem is when stuff like this happens, you got to remember on what side of history that you're going to be remembered by or remember. People ain't gonna forget these things. We got videotape. We got all kinds of shit that when you say something, and somebody's gonna come back later on and be like, "Yo, you remember when you said this?"
Yeah.
And now you over here.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a different day today. You can't say something and they get lost and nobody ever hears about it again. It don't work like that no more.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
It don't work like that no more. And
things have been documented.
Same one. You said dust, and such, but now you over here talking about this, that, and that. All right.
But on that note, fellas, it's been a very good one.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, my brother. Namaste.
Brother, it's been my pleasure, man. My heart is warm, bro. My heart is warm. I'm reassured. I'm encouraged.
As well as myself, my brother. As well as myself.
I appreciate you guys allowing me in to share a bit and to soak up some knowledge. I appreciate it.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor and a privilege for myself.
We will be having you back, my brother. We will definitely
I will
having
be
you
back, bro. I will be back. I will be back. It's nothing like iron and sharpening iron, bro.
No doubt. No doubt.
Only iron can sharpen iron. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So as long as y'all have it rolling, I'll be here. As long as I'm not doing anything and I got the time, I'll find the time. But it's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate it.
Been a pleasure, brother. Be safe, man.
This is Real Bar Talk with the Horseman Nonchalant signing off.
Exact Truth signing off.
No doubt, no doubt.
I'll sign off for brother.
Peace
For
be
brother.
with you.
Peace be
For
with
Big
you all.
Papa first. Peace.
All right, guys. Next week.
Yes, sir.
Next week, bro. All right.
All right.
Come on, Chris.